Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lynk's League, where I'm in a league of my own. And this is the first of the Advent calendars. This is day 1, but it's the 14th. So, let's do this. And to start out, let's go with Ziggs, because I know he's getting a skin, and I decide to show off just a little bit about how a Ziggs player I am.
Welcome to Summer's Rift.
She CV'd us as soon as we actually walked out, and yeah, it's funny. Anyway, so that's a weird audio spike. I think I might have bumped the mic. So essentially, Ziggs. We're not covering that yet. So the lane comp, as I'm going to fix it down here, we're going to put the mids at the top, so it's easier for you guys to see. We're going to put the... Actually, hold on. Let's put the tops at the top. Where's... there we go. The champion that doesn't exist. The mids, the AD carries, the junglers, and the supports. There you go. So you can see a nice, even go around. Actually, these guys should be at the bottom, because they don't have a lane. There you go, from top to bottom. And hopefully I'll remember to do this in the future. I'm going to speed up, because this is a 47-minute gameplay, which means that it's going to take me 16 hours to upload this. So, yeah. There's blue being taken with the old leashing. Well, older leashing. This video is moderately old. It's before the Season 3, the pre-season patch, so you can keep that in mind. So you won't see any new items. Also, speaking of the new items, Black Cleaver's still OP. And hopefully that will change in the near future. So let's just cover the lane comps, shall we? And at least 4 times speed. Okay. So, we're going to start with Shyvana and Mundo top. Mid is going to be, I'll do it this way, Ziggs and Karthus. Jungles on the right side, sorry, seen that wrong, is Mumu and Sejuani. And then our bot lanes are going to be going back in a second. Is a Vayne and a Sona versus a Misfortune and a Janna. So what the heck happened up here? Well, I can show you that. But what really happened was... Let's bring this down. So the Shyvana comes in, tries to do it a little bit of damage, and realizes that she can't do anything. There's the Ignite on the Mundo, or onto the Shyvana, tries to turn for some damage, doesn't do much, and dies by his fire. That is what happened there. So let's go mid so I can explain how Ziggs works. Ziggs is a very interesting champion. Not a lot of people know how to play him. And by that I mean, the reason certain times it's okay to get your W early, and right here is one of the great reasons. Put this down to put some room in between us, and I knew he was going to attempt to grab me before or after, so I tried throwing myself an arbitrary angle to him so it would be harder to guess. Normally, you put that in between A and B in case they gank you, because you'll fly further, so that means that it'll be easier for you to actually get away. So, let's go bot, and see MF is getting rather low, and this lane is really not. So, as we go back up, so Ziggs. How are you going to play against the new Ziggs skin, or more so, Ziggs skin in general? Because, it's a good skin. But anyway, I'm getting it day 1. But here's what we're going to see. Ziggs pokes extremely well. He also is extremely squishy and is countered by people who can get right up in his face. What I mean by that is Ahri, Pantheon, Talon. Well, currently Pantheon and Talon can take on most people. Although Ziggs can keep them at bay really quite well. But with the new Black Cleaver, anything's OP. I actually moved the minion so that he had to waste another cast. If you actually watch, you can move minions. Not a lot of people do this. I've done it quite a few times. Like if my jungler's in the top bush or bottom bush and there's a fresh wave on the incoming, I will purposely push over the minion. Like, I kind of push that one to the top so that he'll feel more comfortable if he goes to the bottom part, 2 CS, which kind of worked. Although Shyvana. Sejuani's down there. I don't even know why the person was playing Sejuani. I actually think they fed. I'm not sure. But anyway, Ziggs. So let's start with his passive. His passive is essentially going to rip you to shreds if you let it. His passive gains about 40 points of 40 points of, what's it called, range on the basic. Doesn't seem like it, but it really actually is quite a bit. So it allows him to pick from a distance and poke. And that is one of his main forms of early game damage, and really good for farming. And then we have the Q, as you'll see right there. And I did follow that up with some mines, because I felt that I needed to get out of the lane soon for some reason. So I actually started wasting mana to get, so I pushed the lane through. His Q is his main form of damage, like most APs, because it's the easiest button to click. Ziggs is very, very long range. As you'll see when I'm actually fighting, it can go to extreme lengths to actually do damage. And that actually really is what it's meant for. It's meant for poke, and it's meant for damage. Yeah, I think the Mundo DC'd, because, did he have anything up? Yeah, he had Ignite up. We could have taken that Shyvana easy. There's a ward for blue. As we see, a very lax confrontation in between the two. And back to mid and back to Ziggs. So your main form of damage is Bouncing Bomb. Really low mana cost for what it is. And until you get to pretty much right now is where it starts to take a toll on your mana, because it has a 4-second cooldown and your pool is not that big. You can cast 10 of these in succession. With, say if you had no cooldown, you could cast just 10. And that's actually with my Ruby Crystal, or Sapphire Crystal. Now, a lot of people build Ziggs different. Ziggs is a very, very different champion. Now, the way I'm building him, I will start to explain a little bit later, but he is not your average AP in the mid. He is in some sorts, but he's not. He pokes, he has escapes, and he has a lot of... what's the word? A lot of escapes, more so. Like right there, I mean, I just put that in between us to get that. I did not see a Mumu, but you can easily tell, like, let's see, if I do this correctly, put down my bomb so he actually gets slowed when he gets attached to me, and they both can't follow, which is a great move. And let's cover my 2 escape moves, Satchel Charge and Explosive Minefield. Explosive Minefield and Satchel Charge. They will run you, they will be essentially Anivia's walls for people that are smart enough not to walk near them. They also act as sight wards until they are used, or until they disappear from the map. Satchel Charge will launch Ziggs in the air. While you're in the air, you have full access of all your skills, including your ultimate, so you can actually knock yourself towards somebody, Q them, put mines in front of them, and ult to kind of keep them away. And here's the ulti from the Karthus, landing a kill on Sejuani after a small skirmish with the Mumu. What was I doing over here? I was hoping to actually get near Mumu, as he misses his bandage toss. So that was that. But anyway, Satchel Charge is a free knockup for you to get away and to use skills, and a small knockup to interrupt people while casting. Which is good because Karthus, if he starts casting his ultimate and stays in lane, I can interrupt that. Putting down my mines to grab those few CSs in the back. Taking a Karthus Q here, that kind of hurt. Anyway, then we have the Minefield. Minefield is... it's a minefield. You hit one of them, you get slowed down, and for each successive one, you take less and less damage to a cap, and this will make people not want to chase you, and if they do, they will be suffering from all the speed minuses, or speed debuffs. So you're going to see me use my Satchel Charge, knock him up slightly, put my mines in the way, so he has to walk away. So I'm going to ult right on top of him where he is, land a passive, he's going to flash, staying right on the corner, I kind of flash to stay with him, land a basic, and then I'm attempting to use a Q, but I don't think I have the mana for it. Now I have enough mana for the Q. Gonna let him chase me while Sejuani is going crazy. Land the Q, run the other direction, and let the Ignite time out as I steal his blue buff. Which was great. And we're going bot to see a kill by Vayne. So what we see here, we'll see a Mumu coming in, doing his damage with Tantrum. There's the Janna knockup, but the Vayne has a tumble, has 2 and 3. Will we see another one? There is the 4th and the death to the Misfortune. This happening essentially after I did what I did with Ziggs. Now with Ziggs, we have his ultimate, Mega Inferno Bomb. Because why not? It should be Mega Super Ultra Inferno Bomb. That sounds better. Anyway, it throws a giant bomb in an area, it marks it, and it essentially will do damage. If you're in the center, you'll take the most damage, and people far away will take 80% of the max damage. Which, it's still a lot of damage. So, yeah. I'm gonna go back up top so you can see this little altercation. That is Ziggs' main form of damage. It also can fly halfway across the map. There's the Ignite, there's the knockback, and the easy kill for the Shyvana as the Ignite wears off. It actually can go pretty far on the map, and from that reason, it's really good for sniping. It's kind of like Karthus' ulti, except it does more damage, it has a shorter cooldown, and it doesn't hit everyone. So those are the few things that it has that other ones don't. So I have blue buff. Blue buff, blue buff, blue buff. Give that to Ziggs, you are going to feel it in lane. And by that I mean he will be able to push your lane up as much as possible. He'll be able to escape almost instantly to almost any situation. And he will also be able to poke at you like no other. Now, I didn't get ability power to start with. I actually got a Catalyst, the Protector. This was my first... this is always what your first option should be for Ziggs. Ziggs can stay in lane because of his long-range attacks. And keeping this for early levels is great for sustain. And also a Blasting Wand, because you are going to be building a... wait for it. Rod of Ages. People think that Rod of Ages is bad on Ziggs. Ziggs should have something along the lines of a Rabadon's with a Grail. Sure, an early Grail allows you to spam, but so does good mana management, and blue buff. If you can get your first blue buff around 7-8 minutes if your jungler's fast, and that should allow you to actually do what you need to do. By that I mean you'll have all the mana you need to poke and do everything else. Now we're going to go top to see a little skirmish before you see the ending of it. So we're going to see the Mundo quickly falling, and now they're going after the Amumu. There's the ulti, but there's another slow, there's a flash. Will we see anything? The Sejuani goes in, takes the turret shot, takes the second one, and the Amumu dies. Shyvana can't make up her mind, and gets away with about 31 health. That is great. Okay, so back to Ziggs. He's actually a relatively safe pick, especially if you build him the way I do. With the Rod of Ages, you're going to have sustain, you're going to have scaling, and you're going to be able to snowball like no other. When you snowball with Ziggs, you snowball with Ziggs. Get it? Snowball, his new skin? I'm not funny, okay? You should be laughing. So right there, I just overcommit to a fight, like way out of nowhere. But I actually did win. So here's what I did. Now, this is a really convoluted way to kill somebody, but I felt like it was necessary. Because he was low enough, I mean literally half health is low enough for Ziggs. So I'm going to land my Q. Keep in mind I only have 64 ability power. I'm going to land my Q. He's going to get in a good place. I'm going to put my mines here so he doesn't want to come back. Knock him up to stun him for a second. Land and line up my Q. Land and ignite. Put my ulti right in the middle. And he gets hit with the very end of it where the ignite will tick and kill him. What I should have did was put the ult right around here, so he had to either walk toward me or further in the turret, so I could have secured the kill with the actual ulti, but that did work either way. Ziggs is a very good duelist when it comes to mid, and he actually has quite a few abilities to help him with that, because if he needs to disengage, he can just throw down his trap and go the other way. If he needs a breather, he can put down his minefield. You'll either walk around it, go through it, while he's lobbing Qs at you. And that is essentially Ziggs. Now the reason he's a safe pick is because he can have well sustain with my build. He can poke from a distance, and he can farm from a distance. If you're using him to farm, you're going to really want to go for something along the lines of a Chalice, or something that can really give you a lot more mana. I don't suggest the Chalice build, but it is recommended by some people. I think I've seen it in a 2000 ELO game, and that was it. I was just surprised to see Ziggs in 2000 ELO. Okay, let's speed this up just a tad. There is some just mindless laning going on, which is why I directed cameras here. Not much just happened there, but we will go back and cover it. Let's let directed camera. So there's the Sejuani ulti landing on the Sona. There's the bird from the Janna. A couple Qs, a Q from the Misfortune, and a basic to pick up the kill. With a flash, so the turret will not destroy her because her health was that low. Not really, but this Misfortune is actually stacking damage right now, which is rather interesting. What I've been seeing, believe it or not, is a lot more play with Misfortune and a lot more play of Varus. These champions, for some reason, have started to kind of come out of the limelight and be chosen as better champions. Now, let's go back to mid, as we see me and Sejuani about to line up a little gank. So actually, she pings to me and says that she's going to go in. I'm going to land my damage, do my small knockup, land one of my slows from my mine. Actually, no, I did not. And throw my ulti right on top of him. He's going to get out with just a little bit of health, but doesn't matter. My ulti is only on a... where is it? Is only on a 85, well, 86. Actually, I think it's like a 90-second cooldown at level 2. Close enough, 95. So he's going to come in here. He's going to try and do as much damage as possible. I'm going to put down my mines and lob most of my abilities at him, keep him nice and low, put the trap down, throw an ability, and just kind of get the heck away. As we're going to see yet again, up top, the Mundo and Shyvana getting in another little fight. So what will we see? We will see her hiding behind her minions and waiting. There's the I don't know what it is, Q, there's the ulti knockback, and yet again walking so she's under tower for longer. That's quite curious of a choice. So anyway, will she take her tower? I don't think she will. Actually, I do think she will. And bot will take its tower as well. There's the ulti from the Misfortune. There's the flash following the flash. Will we see anything from the Janna? Janna has full mana. There is the slow, but will Sona be able to do anything? No, as Misfortune does not bother to follow. Which is a bad choice in her part, because they could have gotten an easy kill. Now they are pinging to Dragon, and we are all going to go and contest it. Now, here's something I find really... well, a lot of the things that I do with Ziggs are interesting. I use items that people don't use. Because, sometimes I use items people don't use. Also, I'm way ahead of this Karthus, which is kind of sad. I think I actually outfarm him. I outfarm him slightly, and I have a gold over 5. I don't have my level 2 boots. Actually, how much gold do I have over him? I gotta use my hotkeys. I'll look like I know what I'm doing. I have almost an extra K on him, and only 1 extra kill, so I'm doing something right. So, he only has a Tear of the Goddess, Tier 2 Sword Shoes, and a Catalyst. I've got a Rod of Ages, a Cage's Lucky Pick, and boots. I'm going to leave this up so you guys can look at everyone else's build, as I feel that we are going to see some action, maybe? He's warding, that's quite interesting. I think I did ward both top and bottom bush. Yeah, I had some extra money, so I warded my bushes, because why not? So we actually are going to see me... I don't even know where that Q was going, but we're going to see me doing it. Okay, so here's a small fight. Let's see. The Mundo is going to do some damage. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to ping to them, saying that I need help. Going to land a perfect... Let's go back. I'm going to land a perfect satchel charge. This is the reason you keep it on your cooldowns. It has like a 25-second cooldown, so it really is necessary when necessary not to use it unless you know what you're going to do. There's a lucky toss from the Mumu, but I start walking... Really? Yes, she gets pinned against the wall and killed. And we missed it again. Let's speed up. Okay. Just because... Oh my god. So, gonna come in, gonna land that, gonna start doing that. Now I'm gonna put this down because I have a feeling he's going to actually use his ultimate. So, it knocks him up and allows everyone else to go after him. Well, I'm still snared, but I did get the knockup. The knockup can go over small walls. So that allowed me to get out and still be able to defend my lane, which is what I am doing for the time being, as I wait for really nothing to happen. I just wait. Now, let's see. Anything actually interesting happen here besides the Mundo missing almost all of his cleavers? Nope. Oh, there's something. What do we see here? We see Shyvana getting ready for a gank with full rage, or whatever it's called. There's the ultimate from the Sejuani. There's a flash. She does get the gap. She does close the gap with her ult. We're going to see the Misfortune ulti on her, or onto Karthus as Karthus does fall, and she does get away. Is Requiem up? It is, but he will not be casting it to go after Shyvana, as they are going to start collapsing on me, which I do have the largest health pool in the current game, other than Shyvana, which is another reason I do actually get that. Do get the Rod of Ages. Now, I don't think I used my ability to actually save. Did I? No, yes, I did use Satchel Charge. I put it underneath Mumu just to buy Misfortune extra second. So she did return. And Karthus is dead, so his Requiem can't do anything. I did harass this Karthus quite a bit, because he, believe it or not, I've actually played a game with him before. And when he was Karthus, he kept missing all of his Rs, because he just used it every time he died. Anyway, there's a flash from me, shield from the Janna, and will I get away? Yes, I will. And I'm just going to let the Ignite time out. There we go. Okay, so you're going to see my Ziggs build. It kind of looks disgusting right now. Or at least in my eyes. As let's see if I actually go back and fix any of the disgusting. Nope. I don't. Make it worse. Okay, so what did I do to this build? And why don't I have tier 2 boots at 22 minutes? Well, boots of speed, they're good. Yeah. Anyway, this is going to turn into a Morello's Evil Tome. I know that the new Morello's Evil Tome, I'm pretty sure it doesn't give you any special abilities for like Grievous Wounds. I think it's only with like basic attacks. I don't care. I like the cooldown reduction in the mana. But anyway, let's wind this back a little bit and get to manual camera. Okay, so let's see. What are we going to see here? We're going to see my Mines for an Initiate as the Mumu comes in to go after the Janna. There's the ulti from the Misfortune and the Shyvana going down on the Karthus. There's my ultimate picking up the Karthus, and we see over here, we'll see a Q going out on the Mundo. There's an ultimate. I'm going to get stuck and get killed with a shutdown from the Karthus. Now we will have Vayne coming in here. Will she be able to do enough damage to actually kill us? There's the slow field from the Misfortune, and we will see everyone getting out of that fight without anything else to do but realize it was a 2-for-1, which is very sad. And I think the Vayne is rather fed at this point. No, she is not. She's Vayne. I forget this. Outfarmed mid. I have more kills, and I don't think I might have bought anything. So let's just kind of look at the mid cam, and yeah, there's really not much happening. Okay, there we go. Anything? Anything? Really, anything? Projected camera? Anything? Hello? Is there anything to talk about? Yeah, actually, there's the dragon that they just slain, apparently. Okay, so they do have vision over us, and we didn't actually see that the whole time. And excuse me. Anyway, now I gotta rewind it again. Let's see. There's the dragon kill, and let's just go back down to manual camera. As Vayne's gonna get caught out of position, and she's going to be stunned. Will we see anything? The Sejuani is going to go in, and she will not be able to continue the stuns, or the slows, and we have Karthus all by himself. There's a Q that did not land, but was hopefully able to. As we see us all pushing for the middle turret, while bottom lane is just a Mumu. While top lane is Mundo. They are actually pushing quite hard, which, yet again, is rather perplexing. Why they wouldn't be defending their... I hit the wrong button. Why they wouldn't be defending their own base. What do we do here? I throw my ultimate when I get close. And what will we see? We'll see Mundo trying to get away. There's an exhaust, but Mundo doesn't care. Mundo goes where he pleases, and we see a fight about to break out here. So let's go back, kind of knock the speed back a couple clicks. This is normal, right? Yeah. So we will see the MF about to get completely decimated. There's the ultimate from the Vayne. There's my slow field because we can't get out of that, giving everyone a chance to live. Sejuani stays in there. Well, why does she do this? She gives the double kill to Vayne as I escape with little to nothing destroyed, or little to no health gone. Anyway, for my build, this is for a Rabadon's, this is for Morello's, and that's for upgrading the Sorcerer's Shoes. I put that down so that no one will really want to come after me until I get closer to turret, which is a good idea. Yet again, it's like an Anivia wall where you make your decision if you want to go through it or not. And if you go through it, you have a high chance of bad things happening. So let's get to directed cam, which she had. Oh, look, it's me. What am I doing? I think I'm farming right now. Yes, I am. I go back, I get shoes and a fiendish codex, right? I get sorcerer shoes and a fiendish codex. So that's pretty much a little bit of magic pen and a little bit of CDR. What? I bought a... Did I? Huh, I did buy an elixir of brilliance. I wonder why. Oh, because I didn't buy a lot of ability power, and I had a feeling that I was going to need it, because if you look at the score right now, we're rather close, but we are ahead by some gold, because we did take 2 dragons, and I pretty much every lane out-farmed every lane. So let's go back, as you probably heard the misfortune wind up. Okay, so what are we going to see here? We're going to see a Moo out of position, and the Vayne going after a tank minion that kind of gave a little bit of vision. So let's actually slow this down, hit S, so we can get a nice camera going. There is the stun on the Moo that he actually did intercept. There's a knockup. We'll see the Mundo Cleaver going in, hitting Sejuani. We will see my Q doing nothing. There's the windup from Misfortune, going through, hitting almost everyone, lowering Vayne. Throwing my ulti in, for actually a Moo. That could have been a nice double if I actually hit the right ability. There's the Sona ult, landing on 4 of them. Now what will we see here as these 2 go through the wall of pain? A Moo is actually getting rather low, but will he be able to do much? We will see the Stampede actually fail and not go through the wall. There is the slow from the Mundo. And we will see on the right side, me actually keeping Misfortune alive as she tries doing damage. A Moo is gone, so let's go back here. Now we have Mundo attempting really hard to get and actually kill me as I grab an easy kill, lobbing over an ability, grabbing a double kill, and hoping for the triple, but not succeeding with it, as Misfortune is taken out by the Karthus. And Shyvana actually... They do actually re-engage over here, so let's kind of bring it back a couple seconds. There we go. So we're going to see these 2 push turret while this is all going on. And what will we see over at the turret as I get my double kill? We'll see the Shyvana coming in, going and doing quite a bit of damage to Sona. Why not choosing... Why she doesn't choose Moo is because, well, it's not a smart idea to choose a tank, people. I'd rather go over the squishy support that takes like 4 hits. Anyway, there's a shutdown from a power cord on Sona. And we will see a couple hits, and will Sona get a double kill? No, she will not. But there's no one left on her team. She is pinging and just probably screaming in the chat, Karthus, R, R, R. And that's not going to do anything. Mid-turret down. Throw my ultimate, get some money. And they are going to be pushed out and starting to farm as the game is about to spring back into some action in a matter of seconds. There we go. There is the ulti from the Vayne. There's an ulti from the Janna. There's a tornado, but will she get away? She will flash, and the bolt will magically go at a 45-degree angle from where it was shot and go after her. There's the Misfortune ulti that actually does something, but she will get caught out with the Vayne. There's my ultimate, landing on everyone, melting Sona to a point where she can barely live. Although she is going to try and stick around and see what can happen. There's the Karthus getting caught out, but the Moo is near the Karthus. Will we see anything from here? We will see the we will see the Misfortune caught out of position. There is the Dragon Breath from the Shyvana. Now it is a 3v3. I am rather low, and Karthus is chasing me. Why are you chasing me? There's the Shyvana going in, doing quite a bit of damage, killing the Nunu, and we will actually see quite a bit of damage. And some of the weirdest things just happened there. So if you watch the left side over here, we will actually see the Mundo getting quite a bit of damage off and being able to kill them with his cleaver. Now if we go over here and watch me be a complete idiot, I'm going to duel with Karthus over here, trying to get him as much damage as I can done. He thought I went top, so what I did was I killed him, and I knew he was going to ult, so I decided to go back and try and help over at the side. But I get caught by his ultimate and his AoE and die. So that is another shutdown for me, yet again, but yet again another shutdown, which means I'm doing something right. I have a feeling I am. Okay, so this has been a long recording so far. I'm just trying to speed this up as much as possible. Let's see, anything really interesting happening? No. Let me bring up this real quick. Hey look, a not broken black cleaver for Vayne. That's something you don't see every day. And a fight that breaks out with a Karthus ulti. So what will we see as these scorch marks on the ground from the fight to come is actually disappearing? There we go. We see the Shyvana ulting in, and will she destroy the Karthus? There's the ultimate, and the Sona and the Nunu do quite a bit of a lockup. There's the ultimate from the Karthus going after and killing the Shyvana. Now will we see the Vayne get away? We might see the Vayne? No. The Vayne does actually get the kill. And now I put down the slow field for Janna, and I'm trying to get some distance, soaking up a lot of that damage because I know I can get my jump off, and putting some room in between us. Okay, you're going to see my build in essentially where it should be. This is where Ziggs should be at roughly the 35 to 40 minute part of the game. I suggest getting the Rabadons because upgrading to the Morellos is only an extra 10. It's only an extra, you keep your gold over 5, so that's extra income. You also only gain, 20 ability power and 10% cooldown, so I don't feel it as useful. And also, oh, right here, dealing magic damage to any enemy causes grievous wounds. Okay, so it is kind of useful. It's more useful because Ziggs does burst damage, and if they try and burst heal, I don't know. It also works really well to clean up a team fight. I suggest getting the Rabadons first after completing your Rod of Ages and going backwards from there. And yeah, so that's where your Ziggs build should be from here. I am also, keep in mind, I'm highly farmed and I have extra kills, so I have it about 3 minutes early, or 8 minutes early. Which is good because look how tanky I am. Okay, let's watch this. So this is a 4v1. Will we actually see us carrying? Well, short story, no. So as we do take a turret, take a second turret, and we get the heck out of there. So that was totally worth it. Can I speed this up anymore? Yes, I can. So, okay, that pisses me off a lot. Okay, this happens to me more times than you can believe. So I'm just... Okay, so I'm going to change it to our vision. Right? This is red vision, right? Yes. This is red vision. I'm going to speed it up as I get close to the jungle. They pinged a blue buff. I didn't see this. I'm going to help Shyvana. I figure the Amumu was just there, so he's not going to be anywhere found. And oh my god, they are all at blue buff. I hate when that happens. They just need to, like, in my opinion, they need to push this little part up a little bit so you can actually walk around it and not be in range of every auto attack known to man. Shyvana's gonna fall, nothing new there. As actually we see like 3 AoE ultis going out at the same time. Now they are fighting under the turret. There's a Karthus Requiem, and he will pick up the Misfortune as we leave a Janna underneath the turret, unsupervised, but the... Actually, no one's coming to help her. Shy is low, or... I don't know, they're both useless. Sejuani is rather low. As you see the builds, the Sejuani is building almost complete tank. The Shyvana is building a Shen build with, well, not really Shen build, but anyway. She's helping. She's better than Jarvan in some aspects. Anyway, speed this up a little bit, knock a couple minutes off, and give us all vision. There we go. Did I actually just fire off my ulti? I did. What did I use my ulti on? Oh, I used it on Vayne, didn't I? No, it's already down at this point. I used it somewhere. You can also steal Baron and Dragon with your ulti. You have to do some really good timing, but it's worth it. Okay, so I'm just checking those two camps so I don't actually have to go in them. So, yeah. There's a... Why is it every time? Okay, so let's see. We will see the Karthus try to initiate the fight, but the Mumu going in, doing his tantrum. Will he start with his ultimate at this point? He will try and get some room so he hits all of us. There's my ultimate going right on the Karthus, landing a quick kill. Now we have the Mundo running away, and my magic damage not giving him the grievous wounds that he needs as his ultimate is going to kill him. There's the ultimate from the Shyvana, but there is a double kill as I do kill them. As I do kill the Nunu. What's her? Wow, I don't know. What's her name? Sejuani getting away. As I'm going to help lead and do some slows to them as we start to hammer on and do as much damage as possible. There's a triple kill by me as Shyvana is about to get completely destroyed, knocking up the Vayne, buying myself a couple seconds, waiting for the shield, but the shield does not do anything as she does come through with a double kill. Will she actually come back in? There's a triple kill. Will she get her quadra? There's no way that she's not. And there's the quad. So we had a fed Vayne to deal with. And by fed, I mean 10, 2, 7. While I'm only 9, 4, 4. Shyvana's only 7, 7, 6. So yeah, that's interesting. Actually, how much gold difference did we have in between us? She had 12k, I had 15k. I was actually 3k ahead of her. So I'm actually stronger than their fed Vayne, which I find funny. And look, we're back at Baron Pit, having our little fight again. Also, what did I buy? Oh, those are some items that I suggest on Ziggs that you build this way, but it doesn't matter. There is quite an initiation. I will talk about the item choice in a matter of seconds, because we are about to see a nice fight. There is Night Hour being popped, but used on minions instead. But we will see the lockup from the Sejuani. There is the Sona ulti. I know exactly where Vayne's going. I'm going to put down my ulti. She's going to turn to do some damage. Hopefully lifesteal enough to live. Get the shutdown. Now we will be going after the Karthus, who is going to flash over the wall and choose to fight me one-on-one. That's a bad thing. If you ever fought a Ziggs one-on-one, you're not going to make it out alive. Especially when they're as fed as I am. But being stuck in there, I'm going to take quite a bit of damage, activating my invulnerable state, so I don't take any damage from the Karthus ulti as I'm going to start to walk away, waste a flash, and we will see me attempt to save my friends by using all my CCs, and will we get Shyvana out, as I do kill the Mumu in the escape, as it is now me with a blue buff, and doing as much damage as I can. Okay, so this build on Ziggs, it does feature quite a bit of health and quite a bit of damage. Now, normally I would build the Negatron Cloak second, or first, but I decided to build it second because Karthus is a thing, and when Karthus is a thing, yeah, also shut down right there, Karthus is a thing, I suggest the Zhonyas so you can live through the fight like I did. And it also, yet again, is quite a nice chunk of ability power. So, you're going to see this being my full build right here for Ziggs. A Rabadon's with the Rod of Ages. There's most sustain and damage. Your defense is from the Abyssal Scepter and from the Zhonya's Hourglass. This also has the active, if you ever need it. They didn't have the upgraded boots at the time. But I would suggest flat speed boots for Ziggs. Also, the CDR right here. You can actually click here to see that I have 40 CDR, even though it only shows that I have 20 right here. There's some CDR that is, well, actually I have blue buff, but there is some CDR. I have a CDR mastery set that gives me 10 to start with, so you're looking at roughly 30 with this build without blue buff, so that's pretty good. Now it's me versus Vayne mid. Not much is actually going to happen here. I'm going to speed this up because we are going to get in our last fight, as we are actually losing but winning at the same time. We're losing in kills, but we've won because of our lanes. Shyvana managed to, around laning phase, or even right now, she has around 60 more CS than mid, or than her laning partner. I am losing in my CS battle with Karthus, but I still have more kills than him, and I've built smarter. The MF and the Vayne are kind of way off kilter. Vayne has way more kills, as... Does she have a Trinity? What? Tons of damage? What? Anyway, those two are equally farmed. The supports, Janna's fed. I mean, look at that. All that CS for support, really? As for our supports, their Mumu has done a way better job. Completely juking through the Amumu and lobbing my spells. What we see? As holy... My frames dropped to 2 there. That was cool. Okay, so what we see here, we're going to see the Mundo come in and the Initiate. There's my ultimate, shredding most of their health, activating my Zhonyas as the ulti, so I don't even take a single bit of damage from that. Now we're going to go out with me still being able to do as much damage as possible. And what will we see here? We're going to see Karthus going in after Shyvana. I'm going to try and do as much damage as I can to Karthus. I actually missed my smart cast on my Q, and I do miss it yet again. I am trying to do as much as I can. I do put the bomb underneath him so that he is not able to complete, as soon as he gets out of his zones, he's not able to do anything. As we are going to push all the way up, and will we take the Nexus, as the game will not let me fast forward anymore. Also, what was this Mundo doing? 2 Warmogs, fully stacked. Sunfire Cave. There's my ultimate, clearing out these minions, giving us a lot more leeway. As we have 3 seconds before Mundo gets up, I am wasting all my skills so I can actually have extra... So I can use my short fuse, which does work on structures. That is that, though, and I hope you enjoyed it. So, if you enjoyed the content provided, leave a like. If you want to stay current, subscribe. There's my final score, 13-4-9. And hopefully, this will help you play Ziggs a lot better in the coming weeks with a brand new skin. I'll talk to you all later.